Namaste. What is this thing called oneness that we kind of understand but can never put a finger on it? How would it actually feel to live from that space of oneness? To walk through life feeling everything is connected, yet nothing is personal. How does it feel to live like nothing matters, but everything matters? Stick with me, because if you really digest what I'm about to share, you will never again run after another guru. You'll find the direct access to God right where you are. You may even touch oneness before this video ends. If you have meditated for years, if you have practiced mindfulness, and you have chanted all mantras, read scriptures, maybe even sat at the feet of the teachers, and you have touched those moments, those brief, breathtaking moments of stillness, of peace, where everything felt perfect. But then they fade. The mind returns, anxiety comes back, and that quiet inner voice that says that something is still missing, that never leaves, does it? You start to wonder, why, after so much effort, am I still the same person? Maybe just a little calmer, maybe a little wiser, but still me, still the same bundle of problems, same bundle of memories and fears. That question itself is the door, because almost every spiritual experience in the world, if you look closely, is built on a hidden assumption that there is someone there, someone here, who can be improved, someone who can meditate better, someone who can become enlightened, someone who can find peace. But what if the one who is seeking all this is a very thing on the way? Instead of running around gurus chasing miracle experience and new techniques, there is only one teaching you will ever need. The teaching of the saint guru of Arunachala, Ramana Maharshi. Today, we are going to dive into the one practice he gave to the world. Beautiful gift. A practice so direct, so simple, that it doesn't try to struggle with the ego. Instead, it dissolves it. This is not another tool for your collection. This is the tool that ends the need for tools. The practice to end all practices. The practice of self-inquiry. The question, who am I? Now, stay with me here, because to understand why this question works, we first have to understand why everything else eventually fails. When you sit to meditate, who is that is meditating? When you try to be peaceful, who is it that is trying? Always there is this I, this inner sense of being someone, the center of experience. This I is the seed of all suffering. And even the most spiritual practices, if misunderstood, just feed the I. The ego loves to wear robes. It loves to say, I'm spiritual. It loves to measure progress, to compare, to fail, to succeed. But all of it keeps the I alive. Ramana Maharshi saw this trap, and his solution wasn't to add new things. It was to remove what isn't real. He once said, your duty is to be, not to be this or that. I am that I am is what his teaching is. Sums up the whole truth. Be still, that's all he said. But what does it mean to be still? It doesn't mean suppressing thoughts or forcing silence. It means tracing every moment of the mind back to its source, to the one who says, I. Here's how you do it. The living practice of what he called Atma Vichara, self-inquiry. You sit quietly, the thoughts arise. I am worried about tomorrow. Normally, you would follow it up, you'd analyze it, argue with it, fix it. But not this time. Instead, you ask, to whom has this worry appeared? The answer comes naturally, to me. And then, with all the gentleness in the world, you ask the second question, who am I? Now pause there. Don't answer it. Don't think about it. Because the moment you say, I am consciousness, or I'm a soul, I'm a good person, you've already moved away from the truth. Those are just new labels, new costumes for the same old I. Ramana Maharshi was clear. This question is not meant to be answered by the mind. It's meant to turn the mind back on itself. It's like holding a flashlight in the dark. Instead of shining it outwards, you slowly turn it around and point it to the source of the light itself. So what happens when you do this? When you trace the I thought back to its origin, you start to notice something strange. Every thought in your mind, I'm angry, I'm happy, I need this, I want that. All of them depend on the first little flicker of identity, the I. Without I, no thought can exist. So the practice is simple. Find this I. Turn your attention inward, not to the body, not to the sensation, not to imagination, but to that faint, luminous sense of I am. The naked, raw feeling of existing before you add any story to it. Follow that thread, that I feeling, back into its source. You're diving inward now, like a diver taking a deep breath, and plunge beneath the surface of the thoughts into the still ocean of the heart. And when Ramana Maharshi said the heart, he didn't mean the physical organ, of course. He meant the very center of consciousness, the silent core from which all experiences arise. Now, of course, You'll get distracted. You'll drift. You'll suddenly remember your dinner plans or your emails, your phone, and that's okay. Ramana Maharshi said, when other thoughts arise, don't fight them. Simply ask, to whom did this thought arise? The answer will be, to me. Then ask, who am I? That's it. Every thought becomes an invitation to return. Every emotion becomes a doorway back home. And slowly something beautiful starts to happen. The mind grows quiet. Not because you forced it to, but because you stopped feeding it. The I thought, deprived of attention, begins to dissolve. And for a brief moment, maybe just a heartbeat, there is no seeker left. There is no meditator left. No person trying to reach something. Just being. In that stillness, you didn't find an answer. You find an absence. The absence of the problem maker. The absence of the seeker. The absence of the me. And what remains in that absence? Peace, stillness, a quiet, unshakable knowing that you were never lost to begin with. You don't become the self. You realize you were always the self. And the ego was only a passing shadow, pretending to be real. Ramana Maharshi said, in the end, liberation is nothing but knowing one's own self. This is not about becoming something new. It's about waking up from the illusion that you were ever anything else. So, if you've been on this path for years, and if you felt the exhaustion of seeking, let this question be your refuge. Don't use it to become peaceful. Use it to see who is this that is chasing peace. Don't use it to find God. Use it to see who is praying for God. And when you see that, the one who seeks was never there to begin with. You laugh like the same way Ramana Maharshi used to, with the lightness of a child who finally stopped pretending. The invitation is here. The tool, the technique is in your hand. The only question that remains is the only question that ever mattered. Who am I? When you touch this I, you touch oneness. You touch God. Namaste.